Oh, what is going on here? Why am I having issues? Oh, what is going on here?
Oh, it's like a remix.
I know, right? I know. I don't know what's going on with my monitoring system here. Monitoring system is broken. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
There we go. Here we go. We are live on the YouTube for episode number 41 of Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff. It is
40. Are you sure about that? 41?
I am positive. I have a playlist.
I thought I had 42 down.
You did, because you were off a week. You have been off a week for about 10 episodes.
Oh, well, I like to live in the future, Jeff.
There you go. Shout out to what am I doing? Who am I shouting out? Shout out to Raymond. Raymond was here early, but he's hanging out with the wife instead of watching football. So I need to have a chat with him about that. I thought I've told Nicole she cannot do anything with him until February after football season. I don't understand this, but hey, we got the great Crow Resin. Crow Resin, we're talking about you later today. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's that. That is me. That would be a great name. That would be an awesome. Mr. Ryzak, we both got hot chocolates tonight.
Yes. Hot chocolate in it up. You
had a busy week. You had a holiday. You're like, what are you, day? I don't have my watch. You're like day 5 of a vacation?
Yeah, pretty much. Mini vacation. Yeah, it's been busy. Got Zach up to the ice skating rink quite a few times to do a little bit of hockey practice. We worked the NC State UNC football game concession stand last night for my daughter's high school athletic department. I think I made over like 400 boxes of popcorn. It was ridiculous. And then I had my family and my wife's, or my parents and my wife's parents were with us for Thanksgiving. So first time we've ever had the 4 of them together for the meal. And it was great. Helped my dad put on a remote start for his truck in the driveway when the turkey was cooking. And yeah, man, just doing it up. You were busy too, even though you didn't have the holiday. You were playing, you were gaming, you were doing what you do.
I was. Last night I went to a Christmas market, had the suit on. Roaster, this is all that we've got in terms of Christmas decorations. This is it. This is it. That's it. These lights. That is it. The only and I got the hat. And because I went with this hat, I put the matching shirt on.
Yeah, you got the lumberjack Santa going on.
Got the whole pants.
Oh my god.
Got the whole theme.
You were playing some new stuff this week, Jeff. What were you playing?
Well, thanks to my friends at Atari, I got this.
Ooh,
Classico. It is a 2600. Although it's got HDMI, so does that make it retro? Does it not make it retro? Because it's got an HDMI, but it's Atari 2600. And it comes with, and this Friday on Retro Gaming Friday night, we are going to be playing 10 games. Maybe not all of them, but we're going to start with game number 1, and we're going to work our way through maybe a half hour each. So we maybe only do 4 or 5 of the games. We'll have to see. Spread it over the month. But we got Adventure, Combat, Dodge 'em, Haunted House, Maze Craze, Missile Command, Real Sports Volleyball, Surround, Video Pinball, and Yard's Revenge.
Video Pinball will be fun. I remember.
Now, I know there are rumors out there, but just like the landing on moon was not real, just like the Earth is not round, it is flat. This game is not buried in a landfill in New Mexico. It's right here in my hand. Look at that.
Did you get to play it? Yep.
That was the first game I played.
Yeah.
That was my intention, was to only play this game.
Blast from the past, huh?
Yeah. And then
and then you went cross-eyed, and then you threw the game through the window.
I can neither confirm or deny that I got stuck in the dungeon and couldn't get out. Can neither confirm nor deny that.
What is the dungeon in that game?
And then,
is there any differentiation between the rooms?
I can neither confirm nor deny I did that, and then I may have gone to other games that I also had cartridges for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. I told you before we were meeting last week when we were talking, I said that I really wanted to get Zax on for my Coleco so that I could play it. And I went upstairs and I started looking it up, and I get a couple copies on eBay for like $25. So I might have to do that. I might have to do that.
There you go.
Would be fun.
Yeah, and then Friday night for the regular retro, we played Centipede, and we played Air Force Delta on the Sega Dreamcast.
Crow says the landfill rumor is true. 1,600.
No. The moon landing was fake. The Earth is not round. There is not any games in New Mexico. It's not true.
It's hilarious.
Not true.
Is it
true.
Area 50?
Could be Area 50. Could be Area 50. Nice. Bruce Campbell waving in the back. Waving in the back. So yeah.
Jeff,
so
did you celebrate Thanksgiving on Thursday?
A month and a half ago? Yeah, I did. A month and a half ago.
No. You got to celebrate our Thanksgiving with us.
Well, considering you're the only, there's 210 countries in the world, and only one celebrates it. Then so.
Yeah. No. Well.
You know what it was? Do you know what it was?
What?
Thursday.
Well, Jeff.
Do you know what I did on Thursday?
Our measurement system, kind of like our counting system, kind of like the way we drive on roads.
Yeah.
It's all about us. All about us. Every Thursday.
Not there anymore. They dug them all up. Yeah. It was Thursday. It was a work day.
That
that is what I was doing.
2 plates for you, so don't worry. Okay. We ate early because we ate at like 1:30 because my parents drove down and had to get back. And then it was probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock. I went back for round 2. So I ate twice.
Oh, something else happened. Something else happened on Thursday. That's right. The Cowboys beat a 4-win team.
Crushed a 4-win team.
No, it was 20. It was 20-10, and then the rest of it was just garbage time points. You don't count that. So
man, but Bland set a new NFL record. You gotta be happy.
Again, we were playing a 4-win team.
Doesn't matter.
So now,
no asterisk next to it.
We now play a team coming up that's got 6 wins, and then we play a team that's got 10 wins. Then we play a team that has 6 wins.
You have to play Buffalo, right?
Then we play a team that's got 7 or 8 wins.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, Jeff.
But until then, YouTube Ron Playables, we are still them boys.
Still them boys. Oh,
dem with a D. Dem with a D. Dem boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Roaster's up to level 90 on
annoy me about you. That's number one. Since you're a Cowboys fan.
Well, that annoys a lot of people. It annoys a lot of people, and apparently there's a lot of hate toward me in Cyborgville. So,
well, maybe it's warranted. Maybe it's
not. It probably is. Probably is. But hey,
what are you gonna do? The show must go on.
I am 50-something years old, and I have negative crap left to give about people who like me. You don't like me? I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Huh. Negative F's to give, huh?
I'm out again. I have to get some.
Too many of them out. You're going backwards.
I have to get some. I have to get some F's to give, just to get to having none.
Oh my
to having none, I have to actually get some to get to none. That's how far I am. Yeah.
It is a damn shame, Jeff.
All right. So what are we talking about, and what are we not talking about today?
Ooh, new feature of the show. Am I not sharing my screen with you?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Just making
that's
sure.
Me. All right. Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh,
Right.
no worries. All right. So typical sports ball talk. And then we've got a good discussion today about some cell case cheating that's going on out there. We'll talk about that and explain. We got a cool post of the week. Some Did You Hear About? And your 5 guesses this week, Jeff, is you're playing Game Over again.
Nice.
But we decided we're not going to talk about Sniper Wolf today. We're not going to talk about Valkyrie and her cookies, although that really sounds like something I want to talk about, Jeff. But we're not going to do it.
She doesn't like poor people.
Well, you know.
Apparently, when you're a big streamer, you don't have to care about the poor people.
Hey, we said we're not going to talk about it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I'm already moved on. I got the graphic rolling at the bottom.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, well, let's get into it here. I think it's well established.
Sportsnet, that's Canadian. That's Canadian. Look,
I am a hockey fan, right?
You are.
Got my Caniacs shirt on here today. Marc-Andre Fleury, if you haven't heard of him, he's one of the he's probably the last of the great goalies of the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, right? He won Stanley Cup champions with the Penguins. He's been bounced around. He's one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. He does a ton of charity. He does a ton of things for fans. And so he now plays for the Minnesota Wild, and they were having Native American Heritage Night. His wife is also Native, but felt that it was going to be cool to get this mask created. He went out to get some help with that. The woman that you see on the right there, her name is Cole Redhorse Taylor. She's of the Prairie Island community, which is up in that Minnesota area. Created an awesome helmet here, just an awesome helmet. Very, very cool design, speaks a lot to their tribe and just Native American, swag, if you will. And then the NHL came out and said, nope, Marc-Andre Fleury, you cannot wear that helmet. You cannot wear that awesome helmet that you had designed by a Native American on Native American Heritage Night. We're not going to let you do it. A lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were bashing the NHL. They were questioning whether or not Marc-Andre Fleury was going to do this. He got told that he would be fined, and also the Minnesota Wild would be fined when he went back and even said, hey, can I just wear it during warmups? Like, I'll put my regular helmet on during, the game, but just let me wear it during warmups. I'm honoring these people. They said, nope. Well, guess what, Jeff? He gave him a big old middle finger, and he did it anyway. And I love it. I love it because this isn't the first thing this season that the NHL has gotten wrong. Earlier in the season, there's a lot of controversy around the Pride night, the Pride tape. A player wanted to wear the Pride tape on his stick because he didn't care what people thought about it. NHL said, no, we're walking away from controversy. This was a very controversial topic last year. We're not letting you do it. The player did it anyway. Now they got Marc-Andre Fleury. Nope, you can't wear this helmet even in warmups because it's awesome and it's about the night that you guys are trying to promote. He did it anyway. Doesn't look good for the NHL. Now, you're Canadian and hockey is a big sport in Canada. Did this make its way around up there in Sports Night and stuff? What do people think?
Well, obviously it was on Sports Night. They obviously talked about it, but it was, and Sportsnet is like, it's like your ESPN. We have two networks. We have TSN, which is part owned by ESPN. And then, of course, there's the competitor Sportsnet. So obviously they were talking about it because they got to talk about everything. Other than that, I never saw it anywhere else other than what I sent to you and what you've been talking about. And we don't care. We embrace everybody, and if you want to wear something, go ahead. You don't like it, too bad. Don't like it. At the end of the day, they're all fans. There was a football player that said some things about somebody. Wasn't it a football player or something? And they're the ones who buy his jerseys and buy tickets to the game. So why would you?
Justin Jefferson came out and said he doesn't give a shit about what people say about him not playing for their fantasy teams.
Well, that too, and that exactly, because he may or may not play, and this, that, and the other, and so.
Well, there is a cooler story to this than the fact that he wore it. After the game, put it up for auction, and as of right before this, it was up over $15,000
nice.
for charity. So. Very, very cool. Like I said, he's a stand-up dude. Anybody that you ever hear a story about him with around the NHL just talks about how amazing he is as a person. So very, very cool. I'm glad that he kind of stuck it to the man there, because there was nothing wrong with what he did, in my opinion. It would have been wrong if he didn't wear it, you know. So pretty interesting. NBA, Jeff, NBA. This is another one of your favorite sports. Okay, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is he's most likely going to be a Hall of Famer, even though he hasn't won a ring. And last season he played for the Phoenix Suns. In the offseason, he was traded to the Golden State Warriors to team up with Steph Curry and Clay, and see if they could make a big, I guess, a little three between the three of them. So Golden State goes back to Phoenix. It's the homecoming for Chris Paul. They did like a big video montage for him and everything. And then during the game, as you can see here, right before halftime in the second period, Chris Paul is defending Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant drives to the left. Chris Paul kind of steps up. They collide. Foul was called on Chris Paul. He did not like it, thought that Kevin Durant kind of flopped. The official that you see here in the pictures, his name is Scott Foster. Now he's not new to controversy with players.
Oh no.
Chris Paul had a few words for him. Scott Foster had a few words back to Chris Paul. Chris Paul said a few more words. Scott Foster sent him out. Not happy about it. Steve Kerr at halftime was not happy about it, who's the Golden State Warriors coach. And after the game, they were doing player interviews, and they asked Steph Curry about this. Now, Steph Curry is the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's already broken NBA records. Like he's a guy who, when he speaks, you'll want to listen to him. And he said this, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, I understand that things happen. I understand that things get said. And as players and as men, we have to be, held accountable for our actions. He said, but what I do not like about this situation is that the referee also had things to say to the player. And when the player then spoke back and he didn't like what he said, that's when he then kicked him out. My question to you about this is this, Jeff. When people are in a position of authority, okay, and this happens. Let's say it was a police officer, okay? You're walking down the street. Police officer says you did something you don't believe you did. You say something to that said police officer. Police officer says something back to you that offends you. You, in defense, say something back to police officer, which he doesn't like. And then, he puts you in handcuffs, okay? That might be a bad example, but just go with me here. My question is, when people are in a position of power and authority, and they pick and choose when to use that authority when they were also involved, do you think that that's okay? Do you think that this was okay, this situation?
Well, we don't know. Do we know what was said? Do we know what, did he insult the guy's mother? Or did he swear at him? Did he use other inappropriate language, slurs of any kind? Like, we don't know. Do we know what was actually said? Did anybody, lip read? And did the lip readers come out?
Clips of what was said, but you know how to take some of that stuff. So there's a lot of mumble.
So, and I don't know what the rule is about, talking back and doing stuff to referees. If it's within the guidelines, and if he broke the guidelines, then I
think what Steph's point was that, okay, so Chris said something first, and then the referee says something back. So the referee was okay at that point to say something back and say something to get an even bigger reaction out of the player. And then when he got that reaction, he went ahead and axed him,
but again,
so did he set him up to be ejected? That's, I think, where he's going.
Well, depends on what he said. And we weren't there. We didn't hear both sides of it. And, so, but he's still a referee. He's in charge. And the other guy's just a player. So you got to respect the authority that's there. So,
well, this isn't the first altercation that Chris Paul has had in recent years. I don't know if you remember his mom was in the stands last year with his son.
That may have played into it too. If you never say anything and you're a good guy and you do say that one thing that one time, then they probably let you go. But if you're always going to be going after it, then they're probably gonna the string is probably very short. right?
Yeah.
Whereas Steph Curry or somebody else, the string is probably very, very long.
You know, I used to love a day when you didn't even know who the referees were. You know?
Crow makes a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like in almost every game, everything we're talking about, we talked about in the production meeting about what happened in the Philadelphia game. You know, were they right calls? Were they not? The referees always seem to be missing calls. You know, the Josh Allen got taken down with a horse collar, and he got flagged for ground illegal, for intentional grounding when it should have been a penalty the other way.
Yep.
You know, and it seems like we're always talking about the referees. You're right. Back in my day, you know.
Hey, it was mine too. You know, because I feel like I never even knew a referee's name until like Ed Hockley. And the only reason you knew who Ed Hockley was because he had these massive guns.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't because it was his bad refereeing. You know, and you knew who Gene Steratore was because he pulled out the index card on that big first down. So you knew who he was again because of something that he it was on field related, but.
But and Ed gambling stuff that has gone on and this and that. You know, you just hear more about referees now. Like they're just, some of them are just as popular as the players, and I don't like it.
Well, and in baseball, all the bad balls and strikes that are getting called because now there's more scrutiny. There's one referee that will not be back because he was making really bad calls because it's all computerized now. The computer can tell you whether it was a ball or a strike, so if the guy, and so you have the stats, and so it's really hard to if it's borderline and it's like, oh, okay, it's whipping it 110 and it looks really close, all right, but when the ball he's up here, strike, okay, ball, when it's clear and obvious that it's completely wrong, right? So baseball, all of those. Right. So shout out to Willie Lowe spending part of his Sunday evening. Congratulations to Willie Lowe, 3-year Twitch anniversary, streamed for 1,000 hours on the weekend or something. I don't know how long he streamed for. I popped in for part of it.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. Well, I'll be watching the story. I'll see if there's any fallout from it, and I'll
you do that.
All right. NFL news today. There were a ton of games, but in the afternoon game, the Eagles and the Bills game that you were talking about, if you were watching NFL Red Zone, all of a sudden they had to,
that's all you had. That's all you saw. That's it. That's all you saw, because I had Red Zone on one of the screens as I was running around doing some stuff, and then I saw some tweets that said that they were being evacuated. So I texted my son, and he comes walking down because he was not watching any of the games, and that's all that was on the Red Zone channel was just that one game.
I guess he made a comment that they had to evacuate the building, and then it kind of like cut away to the gameplay for a little bit. You could still hear the alarms, and the next thing you know, he was right there with the alarm still going off, just talking about the games. He does not stop, man. He's a machine.
The show must go. What do I say? The show must go on.
The show must go on. Purple Haze, let's go.
The show must go on.
Oh, you just missed it, Purple Haze. I was talking about the Chris Paul thing.
SpongeBob SquarePants is here? Nice. Hey. Wow, SpongeBob SquarePants is here.
Pineapple under the sea. There you go.
Nice. I love
All right. Jeff, we got a pretty good discussion topic that wanted to get into today. You sent some of this over to me. And I spent Friday afternoon watching some videos and getting caught up on this because it was actually a really, really, really good video. I really like this guy. If you haven't heard of Jerry Rig Everything, I don't know where you've been because he's pretty big. But he teamed up with D-Brand to make cases that look like the inside of different phones. All right.
Phones, iPads, computers. He takes apart Macs. So it's not just your phones. It's your iPads, it's your Macs. He takes apart the devices and then he makes a case for them. And they put a lot of work. They just don't open it up and take a picture of it. They take it apart.
They try to be as accurate as possible.
He said in the video they've spent upwards of 10,000 hours per.
Yep.
On because they re-edit, they take out the hard drive and they put in what other things would look like and stuff like that. So they spend a lot of time and money on this, and then he teamed up with another cell phone company, dbrand, to market them, to sell them. They look really cool.
They do. They look really cool. And so he had some people that were kind of chiming in, letting him know about another company that was doing something that was pretty close to theirs. Enter Casetify, the other name on the screen there. And he decided to start looking into it. The first couple he looked into, he was like, all right, it's close. Everybody can kind of have ideas, this and that. But there was one thing that really stuck out to him and the people at dbrand. Do you want to get into that?
So in his cases, they put a lot of little Easter eggs in, things that mean nothing to anybody except to them. So he has a phrase that he says, I forget what it says, but he's got a little phrase that is, you watch all his videos, he says it in his videos, and then
it's about glass always breaks or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then there's also a reference to robot, which is dbrand's support Twitter handle. So there's all these just little subtle
11
Yeah, which is the day dbrand was founded. So there's all these little things that they put in there to make them unique, and just and to the average person nobody would care, but to Jerry Riggs, I believe his real name is Zach, to his fans and people who watch his videos and stuff, they know all this stuff, right? And so then people started looking at these Casetify cases, and they had those exact same words in the exact same spot. Yep. And
almost like they took the picture and of their case to put on theirs and didn't realize that these things were in there that would
basically just went save, right click, save as, save the graphic, and then went and stole them at a higher price on their own website because they're a bigger brand. They're $1 billion brand.
So and hope nobody catches on to this and they say, we're not having this, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. So the more they looked into it, every, they did not hide it. They did not change it. And if you look at some of the quality, it looks like it's just shitty. It's like, it's not even a good, high res image. It's just like they go save as,
Well, look at these two pictures in question here. There's the phrase that glass is glass and glass breaks. That's what he always says, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can see that it's there. Mm-hmm. But on the one on the right for Casetify, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
It's not as crisp, not as clear, right?
But
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. So that was one of the ones that they caught. They also caught this one, which is the 11-11-11. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because the first 11 is put one under one, right? It's not side by side. So that's very specific to take, away. Yeah. And then there was this one here, which is basically them spelling out robot.
Yeah.
RO807.
Yeah. Which is dbrand's Twitter handle, their support Twitter handle, right?
And so they also found that on there. And then this one with the pyramid with the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's the most shittiest of all of them.
And that's in their deal with Linus, right? That pyramid PC. I think that's what it says in there. Yeah. With Linus. So, now there's a lot of things that are sticking out to them that are kind of fishy. So here you also have like the whole in the wattage, they have the 11-11 again, which is another, kind of.
That was the day dbrand was. That was the day brief. That's right. And the wattage on the actual phone is like 19.
Yeah. So it's not even true.
It's not even correct, right? Yeah.
So hey, Rouster, thanks for jumping in, man. See you later.
Yeah. Good night, Rouster.
So all in all, they're filing a case against them, and in turn, Casetify has now come out and said, hey, we understand that something is going on. We're going to discontinue, the sale of these because of these allegations while we figure out what's going on. But we haven't done anything wrong.
Never.
Okay.
And
we didn't do anything wrong.
And they have been taken off their website. So it had been taken off their website. The website links didn't work. One YouTuber I was watching that was talking about it after the fact. He used the old internet Wayback Machine, and he could find the links, and he could find the stuff, and he could see it was there, and it was blatant. But it's now off their website. I haven't heard any new updates over the weekend. If there's any new, but this is just a bigger company just being lazy and hoping they wouldn't get caught.
What I think this is not the first time that they have had questions about their products, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're probably right. I know Ludwig. Excuse me, Ludwig did a brand deal with them, and he threw his case away. He's like, I'm never working with them again. Wow. They seemed legit at the time when he looked into him and his team looked into it and thought, okay, yep, they seem okay, but go ahead, try it. And Jerry Riggs, everything Zach, he was saying, competition's good. Sure, competition. Yeah. Bring it on. You want to make a case, you want to spend thousands of hours, and you want to try and make a better case than us, go for it. But just don't right click and save as and make a crappier version, then sell it for a higher price.
He's so like calm, cool, and collected in his video too, and he's got that.
It's a really good video.
He does. He makes a really, really good video. He's very good at explaining what it is that he's talking about. He doesn't use the word like I just did. It was good.
He's got that's all. We're live.
Yeah. But still.
There's no ums in when the videos I put out after the fact of us. There's no of you umming. It's all you sound very intelligent in the videos that when I edit them together.
It's good.
Anyone who watched the show live knows it's not.
It's a hoax.
Yeah, but so it's the same thing. All the ums and stuff have been edited out. But yes, he does a very good job. He does a very good job of explaining it. And what's funny is, I fired up YouTube, and YouTube, served this up to me. The algorithm does, because remember, the algorithms, it pulls stuff to you. The algorithm doesn't push stuff to you. When you log in, the algorithm goes out and gets stuff that it thinks you might like and sucks them in. The algorithm doesn't. So when you say, "Oh, the algorithm didn't push my stuff out," well, that's not how algorithms work. Anyways, when I booted up YouTube, the algorithm pulled, and I saw the video, and I saw it, and I go, I don't know who Jerry is. And it said I've been robbed, or whatever the title said, and it had 2 point whatever million views. I went, that's interesting. I quickly scrolled, and then I saw Ludwig do a video, and then I saw a second guy do a reaction video to it. I went, must be something to this. So then I went back and watched Jerry's, then I watched Ludwig, and then I watched this other guy until I fell asleep. And then the next morning I sent it all over to you, saying, hey, we got to talk about this.
Interesting. Yeah, no, yeah. It's one of those things where you know a lot about branding, Jeff. You understand how important branding is, but you also know that it's there's certain layers of creative control that are yours to own, and then there's certain areas where people can get away with things. How many of these content creators are we seeing that are just using the same thumbnails as somebody else, or the same description in their video as somebody else? It's just copy and paste, right? Yep. Originality it's not for everybody.
There's a rush to get it out, whether it's content, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. There's a rush to get it out, to be first to the market, or to be better, or to be, there's this rush to get it out there. Yeah. And sometimes people cut corners. YouTube is going to be trying to crack down on AI content. If you don't say it's AI, they're going to shut you down. And they've come out and they're laying out the guidelines, because AI is gonna take over. So
it is.
AI is going to take over. So they're
for us soon.
Yeah. So they're laying out the ground rules that if you don't specify and say that AI generated this content, they're just going to shut it all down and shut you down. They want you to be truthful. So I can see this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
I'm sure it will. And I don't know that anything else new has come out. I mean, it is the weekend, so we'll probably hear some more about it tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, but it was funny because I said to you, and when I sent it to you, I said, I haven't heard Charlie talk about it, but I'm sure he will. And Charlie's made at least 2 videos, if not more, on this particular topic. Because I think during one of his live streams, I think it was brought up, and he didn't know anything about it, so he started digging through it, and then he did another video based on this tweet.
I was when I was watching the video, I'm literally sitting there at the hockey rink. I've got other parents that are sitting there looking at their phones and stuff. I've got my laptop out, I'm sitting there looking at it, and all of a sudden I just start busting out laughing because of how he set the video up and how he was like talking about it. He's like, but there's just one major problem. They didn't look at our Easter. I just started busting out laughing. These people are looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about? Hey, that's a great point, right? That's a great point. Hey, Holtz, what's going on, man? SPG is in the building. Oh my gosh!
I'm pretty sure most of SPG is AI generated. Yeah,
and SPG is becoming and I was AI the more he goes day by day.
I am a little offended at Sierra's picture from the weekend. I'm just saying, I'm a little offended.
Oh no, I didn't see Sierra's picture.
Yeah, she put it in my Discord. She sent it to a few select people. I was quite offended by the picture. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, she had something on her feet which I just didn't quite understand. So,
well, was she shoveling snow?
No, she was sitting with Santa. And she had she had
slippers on.
She did not. She did not.
Oh.
She did not. So, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good video. I might have to go back and see what other things Jerry did, but it was very good. It was well written. It was obviously he took time to write it, script it out, and then edit it before he got it out. And time is of the essence, so they had to get that out quick. So,
and I love how when he dumps out the bag of the Casetify cases, and he's like, "Well, I just happen to have some right here." I'm telling you, I was laughing. It was a good video. So
that's right. She had slightly more shoes than Jeff had room for. That is correct. That is correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is correct.
Good stuff. I'll be watching this one this week too, because
we'll see what happens this week. But make sure you check out Jerry. And Jerry's got some. They've X-rayed. They've X-rayed now. They're X-raying the phone now. He's got some new light and dark X-ray version that he's selling. So
D-Brand is isn't D-Brand the company that was making those wrap covers for the PS5 when PlayStation said they couldn't make them?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was.
I don't know.
When PS5 first came out, there were like some covers, like some skin covers that you could get for them, and PlayStation was like, "No, man, you can't do this." And I'm pretty sure it was D-Brand. Don't have to double check on that.
I don't know.
Anyway,
if somebody else knows, feel free to comment.
Yeah, I might be wrong on the company, but I think I feel like I remember that's who it was. All right. I know that we do a lot of discussions, but we're going to have another one here. It's actually the post of the week. This one was sent in by our good friend Crow Resins. You were saying a little bit to me earlier about this. So Pirate Software, he's got quite a few subs, right? He's up there on the sub chain, and he was noticing a drop in his sub count, and nothing had happened. Like, people aren't coming and watching the videos. I guess it's not getting pushed around. You were also sharing some other stuff with me about like TV shows that you've watched, how things might not be popping up in Canada. I guess I'm not on there enough to be paying attention to this, but how does those stories blend, Jeff?
So apparently, and he's reached out to YouTube support, and he's tweeted this out, and he's made some videos on it, and some of his subscribers are not seeing his videos, and I guess they're reaching out to him and saying, "Hey, we're not seeing your videos," and whatnot. And earlier last week, I was having a conversation with Crow, and both of us like Seth Meyers, and he does his little show that he comes on after Fallon and the Tonight Show. I don't watch it on regular TV. I just watch the clips on YouTube. Right. And I had said to Crow, I said, "Hey, I haven't seen, is he on vacation? I haven't seen any clips." And he goes, "No, he just had some new ones out." I went, I guess I'm going to have to go and look. And then one popped up, and I went, "Oh, there it is." He does a segment called Corrections, where he people comment and write in when he's made mistakes, and he will then address those said mistakes. and usually make jokes about them. And he made a comment where he said, "Oh, I'm getting a lot of comments from people in Canada saying they're not seeing our videos anymore." And I went, "Hey, that's me. I'm in Canada." And so they're looking into it. So whether inadvertently or vertently or something, I think YouTube is not serving up as many or pulling down videos or blocking certain videos from certain countries. Did NBC say to YouTube, don't show our videos in Canada? Was it NBC? Because they're owned by NBC, right?
Right.
Like Saturday Night Live.
How long have you noticed this going on?
Oh, like a week. Like the week before Thanksgiving. I just happened to notice, and I said something to Crow, and I thought, oh, maybe they're on vacation leading up to Thanksgiving and that. And he goes, no, they've had new shows. I've been watching them. I'm like, oh, weird. So I'm wondering if YouTube.
Holtz is saying the same thing there. He's actually not been getting as many notifications through his YouTube.
I feel like YouTube notifications had been weird for me. That's now I've only got them when I've searched. Yeah, Crow has said that. He sometimes doesn't get notifications. Another reason why I tell people to be very consistent when you do your live streams. If you just do them randomly, people aren't going to know. But if I always know you're always live at certain times, then I'm just going to go find you, even if I don't, because I have my notifications turned off. Oh, met Santa in a subway. That sounds sketchy.
This sounds like that Santa could be you, Jeff.
That could be. He said his has been for months. I only, again, maybe I haven't noticed it. That was the first one I sort of noticed because it's one I regularly watch. Was Seth Meyers, and I went, I haven't seen anything new. Sometimes they're on vacation. I'm like, oh, you're on vacation. Like John Oliver is on vacation, so I'm not going to go search out John Oliver because he said last week, he goes, I'm away next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Great.
That's because he's down there with the Pawtucky Tucky.
Exactly. And so, Crow Resin says, I never see notifications. I gave up clicking the bell. You know what? If you ever watch my videos, the thing clicks to subscribe and then it stops. It never actually goes to the bell. Because I looked once, I've looked a few times, and like 90% of my subscribers have the bell turned off. Have notifications off. So what's the point? And right. And so when I go live and when I post the other videos, they'll show up, YouTube will go get them and serve them up to you, because that's how it works. So because you watch one, as long as you've watched one, it will keep going out and getting my content and bringing to you, and hopefully you watch our content, right? So this is somebody else. When I mentioned it to Crow, he said this is somebody else he knows, and the guy made a whole video on it, and you can go. So I guess I don't know if they're doing it inadvertently, what they're doing, why they blocked Seth Meyers from Canada. Maybe this guy's doing the same thing. Maybe they've blocked in certain countries, and maybe that's where a bunch of his subscribers are from. Crow knows this guy better than I do.
And he's also talking down here at the bottom about shorts, how he's getting some different readings off of his short videos. And I was going to mention that earlier. You guys were talking about the notifications and things on YouTube. I guess because I usually close YouTube when I'm on shorts, it pulls up shorts automatically. So like when I open YouTube, like on my phone, shorts is what comes up, and then I just sit there and scroll like it's TikTok or something, So half the time I don't even get over to the video page to like see what's on there for me, because I just get stuck going through the shorts. It's probably bad, but it's just how it happens.
Yeah.
So
that's what a lot of people do. So I know other people in our community have expressed frustration about not getting the views and we just got to keep doing it. It's just the algorithm is going to pull, it's going to, when you open up YouTube, it's going to pull Mark Rober's video on octopuses. It's going to pull in Mr. Beast. It's going to pull in mine. And you then have to pick and choose who you're going to watch. Are you going to watch Mr. Beast's $1 versus $1 million salary? You're going to watch Mark Rober save the octopus, or you're going to watch a clip of me running around in my bare feet? Yeah, you got to pick and choose, right? So, I've clicked the bell and still not been noticed. The last few weeks I searched manually. Now I've got notifications back from them, which is horrible, as I don't want all the leading video. Yeah. So once you view one, even if you don't subscribe, if you watch somebody, like we watch Jerry's video, so YouTube is going to keep serving it to us.
Yep.
Right? It's going to keep pulling it down to us because...
Especially because I watched it for more than just a couple of seconds, right?
Correct. Yes. So it thinks, you like Jerry? Jerry's got a new video?
Oh, he kept you engaged.
That's right. So next time you open up YouTube, it's going to then send you... It's going to pull, Jerry into your recommendations. And then eventually, if you stop watching, you don't watch it, it'll go away and it'll be the next person you happen to watch. Right,
Jeff, when did you share your short shorts with Will?
Don't you want to know? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know when I was folding the tidy whities there on camera?
Yeah. I saw my buddy Bryant Chappelle of the Nerf Report posted a picture the other day of him in a bathing suit out on the beach. I was like, you better protect that OF content there, buddy. He responded, "There's always a buck to be made, Jeff."
It was backstage, so to speak.
Oh my God.
That is.
I hope you didn't see the stain in his backstage.
Well, there was no stains. They were all fresh out of the machine, freshly bleached right out of the machine, baby.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeff, I have a confession to make here. I hope you're okay with me taking the time to make this confession.
Sure. Do I have to change the graphic?
I want to let everybody know here today. I've got a big announcement.
Oh dear. Big? Is it like Mr. Lewis, grand, big, huge style?
It's a huge announcement. Okay.
Nice. All right.
And it's just that I'm not perfect. All right. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I hear stories and I roll with it, and the story might not be right.
What? I don't know what you're talking. That can't be true.
Snoop Dogg ain't giving up smoking weed, man. I was all about Snoop Dogg quitting weed last week and how, maybe he's got a heart problem and cardiovascular. Maybe his family's getting on him. This mofo's just out here setting me up for a goddamn advertisement for a Solo stove. Fuck you, Snoop Dogg. So there you go. I'm not perfect, all right?
Hook, line, and he hooked you. Hook, line, and sinker. He got you.
It was a good setup. I'm not gonna lie. Snoop Dogg sold out. You're damn right he did. Oh my God. We go to Kohl's. Jeff, do you have Kohl's? I don't know. I don't mean to offend if you do, and I'm supposed to know that you do. But do you have Kohl's department store in Canada?
We do not. We used to have a bookstore called Kohl's.
Okay, Kohl's is clothing and just it's a department store.
Okay.
But
like
Dog actually has a line of dog toys that are sold in Kohl's. And so my wife and I are up there yesterday, and she pulled one out, like the bandana for the dog. She's like, "Oh, this would be cute. It's Snoop Dogg." And I said, "Absolutely not. I will not endorse Snoop Dogg because he tricked me." There you go. Ooh. I'm on record saying it. Not endorsing Snoop Dogg. He could drop it like it's hot, volume 2, and that thing could be a banger. And I'm not going to listen to it. I'm done with Snoop Dogg. He deceived me.
There you go. For the record, I like the Foo Fighters, and I actually like Nickelback too. So and they're Canadian, so maybe that's why I like them. Anyways,
I've got a confession. You like Foo Fighters? I didn't see that comment.
I like the Foo Fighters.
I do.
Fun fact: the Foo Fighters were the last band to play on David Letterman. That was their final. That was his one request. That was when he announced the show. He wanted the Foo Fighters to be his final band, and they said yes. They were on tour somewhere else. They flew back just to be on the. My
wife and I get into a argument quite a bit because my wife does not like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. And so every time Red Hot Chili Peppers comes on, she says, "I'd rather be listening to Foo Fighters." And I'm like, it's not even the same.
William makes a good point here.
That's true. Yeah. That guy was like,
No.
"I have a job."
So yeah, he duped you.
He did.
So I think because I sent you something and I said, I guess you got to apologize. I guess you got to talk about it.
You know what sucks even more, Jeff, is that I'm so upset about the deception here, but I actually own a Solo stove. And so now I don't even know if I want to use the damn thing.
It wasn't them. It was him. It was him that deceived you. It wasn't the Solo stove. The Solo stove people did not deceive you.
Way before Snoop Dogg even talked about this. So
he's copying you.
Since
we're all about this is the copying show. Copied you. He went, you know what? Ryzak has one. I need one.
All right. Well, I just had to
shout out to the marketing company, the ad agency who came up with that.
Yes, I did. And I really like the Solo stove, man. And I know there's a lot of other ones that are kind of like that, but you know, I unsubscribe again. You know, we use that thing, and like the wood burns down to, you know, just like the smallest amount of ash. You tip it over, put it back in the bag, you're done. I really do love my Solo stove. Way too expensive of a fire pit, but I do love it.
There you go.
All right. Jeff, you kicked this one over the fence to me here. Your boy Tfue put out
Turner is back. Turner is back.
He put out a video. He was like getting up out of the sand. He like popped a beer. He jumps in through the window and starts streaming again. This guy, didn't we do something about him a couple months ago? He retired.
He did, but when asked if he was going to be back, he said, "I'll be back." He wasn't one of those, and you know what? We hate those people who go, "I am done forever," and then a month later, "I'm back." He said, "I'm taking a break. I will be back. I just need a break." Now, it came out. Ninja was talking. Ninja and Cloaksy were talking about it. They think that his contract with Twitch required him to stream like 250 hours a month. That was his contract. So he had to stream like 10 hours a day. Like he had to stream for like 2 years, this insane amount. That would burn anybody out. And so he said, "I'm taking a break. I'll be back, but I'm taking a break. I don't know when, and that's fine." And, you know, we always say, you want to take a break? You want to take a break for mental health? You want to take a break because of this, whatever? Sure, just say, "I'm taking a break." Or you don't have to announce your departure. But it's the people who announce the departure, and then a few weeks later, "Hey, I'm back. I said I was leaving, but I'm coming back because, you know."
I feel like this is a jab at me, Jeff.
A little bit. But there's other people who say they're done streaming or they're done whatever. Don't say you're done. Don't say you're done forever. Just say, "You know what? I am taking a break."
Retirement was the best way to break my contract.
There you go. There you go. Hard to break those contracts you signed with YouTube. Anyways, yes, Tfue's been back. He's been playing some OG Fortnite. He's been playing with everybody. He's been playing with all the big wigs. And it's looking good. Looking good.
All right. Well, congratulations, Tfue, on the.
And he's
got another one.
And he Kick got another one. We don't know the price of this one, but Kick got another one.
Oh, I'm sure it's up there.
Kick got another one.
I'm sure it's up there.
But again, non-exclusive as usual, and no requirements. So he was just, he has a family now, and he just wanted to spend time with the family, and so there we go.
That's true. There you go.
Oh,
well, a couple of other guys that are not going to be spending time together at the family gatherings are Hall and Oates. Hall and Oates. Now, Hall and Oates have been together for, I don't know, 40 plus years, Jeff. and you said earlier they haven't been relevant for the past 30 of those.
You sent this to me, and I'm like, are they still a thing? Are they still alive?
I guess it's been more than 40 years, probably 50 years, right?
70. I'm like, are they still alive? Like, who cares?
It's horrible.
Are they still alive? Like, you sent this to me, and I'm like,
I honestly haven't this right.
I haven't thought of Hall or Oates in 30 years.
if you want details about something, you have to go to the comments, okay? Because the comments are where you get all the juicy tidbits. And apparently these two were just on tour together in the spring, and something happened during the tour, and now they hate each other and they got a restraining order. And I love how the thing says restraining order against ex-bandmate John Oates. They were just touring together. Oh my gosh. Can you tell me a Hall & Oates song?
Oh, sure. You don't ask that in the production meeting to give me time to look something up.
I feel like Hall & Oates was definitely a band that you were listening to in the
It was.
Thunderbird, the T-tops out.
I listened to them in the 80s. Out of touch. You're out of touch. You're out of time. Na, 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 na. That's the only Hall & Oates song I can. That's the only. Is that even Hall & Oates? Is that even?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of them. That's why
I think I want to say out of touch. You're out of time. I think that's Hall & Oates. Anybody know?
Look
Why didn't you ask me that in the production meeting? Then I had time to go and Google them. I could have gone to discology.com and looked up their damn discology and. Holt says he loves that song. Is that even them or is that somebody else?
That's great. That is great. You know who could have told us, Jeff, what song that was? Bard. Google Bard. You know what else Google Bard can do now? It can watch YouTube videos for you so you don't have to anymore. And then tell you basically a cliff notes of what the video was about. Suck on that, Chat GPT. What? I don't know. Chat GPT could probably do that too.
I think it can.
But yeah, this is interesting. When you are in YouTube on your computer, and if you have Bard, if you signed up for Bard, you can actually go ahead and click on a button that will have Bard basically watch the video for you and give you details and timestamps of when things happen, topics they talk about, this and that, what you might want to know from it. And so we were talking a little bit earlier in the show about AI, and you're going to have to be able to say if something that you've produced was done by AI. I mean, AI is just everywhere right now, Jeff. Like, it is everywhere. I told you last week, like, my work has their own like chat AI that I don't know if they've developed it or if they've bought a license to be able to use something else, but it's just everywhere right now. And it's a bit scary to think that this is the beginning of the beginning of our extreme laziness. Like, I don't even have to watch the YouTube video anymore. This is great. You're going to spend 14 hours in production trying to make a video, and I'm going to have Bard watch it in 5 seconds and tell me what it was about. And you're not going to get the view from it because Bard's going to do it.
That's right. And you could use Bard. They would tell us that the song was out of touch in 2023. That is correct. That is correct.
Big Bam Boom, huh? Big Bam Boom. I guess that was the title of that CD or that album. Out of touch was them. There you go. Look at that. Pulled that out of my ass, didn't I?
Wow, Jeff. Pulled that out of my ass. They had other big hits, but that is the only one that comes to mind.
I got to be honest. When I hear the name Hall & Oates, I think about those dudes that used to wrestle with the Tigers in Vegas.
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, that just goes, or like Simon and Garfunkel. Like, it was all about like the two names,
Well, other than Bridge Over Troubled Baboons, that you can't name another Simon and Garfunkel song.
As soon as Bard can add snippy comments in the chat, I'll be all over that.
That's Paul Bayram does not need Bard for snippy comments in chat. Let me just, as one who spends a lot of time in my live streams, and he's on top of everything. So
he is.
Oh man, I'm a man eater.
She's a man eater.
Oh, is she? Oh, whatever. I don't know.
Oh man. Somebody that might be eating men soon. You like these segues today, Jeff? These are working for us. David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, has had enough. He's had enough of the losing. All right, they're 1-9 now. They've got a rookie quarterback. First pick doesn't look pretty good with this shitty team they have together. And I guess on the way out of the locker room this afternoon, he was very, very upset and just screamed a 4-letter word that starts with F and has.
Oh, we can't. Oh, this is a PG show.
Yes, that's why I spelt it. They're thinking that there's going to be a lot of changes coming with that team here very soon. Another team that we were talking about earlier is the Commanders, and they've got a lot of stuff going on. They fired their defensive coordinator after the Cowboys beat down on them. I think the cornerbacks coach. Rumor is that Ron Rivera, the head coach, will be out soon. You had the number 1 pick in the draft last year for a reason, because you were a shitty team. Mm-hmm. And guess what? You traded all your draft picks to another team. So because you're shitty again this year, you're not going to have that number 1 pick again. And that's why he's upset, because he got fooled, man. He got fooled. It's just pretty interesting how some of these owners, is this supposed to light a fire under them so that they can go, win the next 6 games? 7 games? 7 games, I guess. It's not. Those players are not playing for anybody in that building right now, and that's sad.
Well, Pittsburgh got rid of their offensive coordinator. Some people question what they should have gotten rid of their head coach, but that's not how it works in the case of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's offensive coordinator is the one that calls the plays. Yes, Mike McCarthy on the Cowboys calls the plays. He's the head coach. Yes, the Chiefs head coach, he calls the plays.
Hey, the Bills coach McDermott, he was calling the defensive plays today.
So, and they got rid of their offensive coordinator, which, has been, I don't know how he's still there, how he even made it through last season, but whatever. And today they won. They had over 400 yards of offense, which they've never done under him. So, you know what? Sometimes change is good. What's that crappy team in Vegas? They got rid of their head coach and they won 2 games under an interim deal. So, sometimes change is good. Sometimes change is good.
You just got to know when to make the change and how to go about talking to.
Now, in Washington, it's a new owner. He inherited a whole bunch of stuff. So unless that team went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl, they were probably changing coaches anyways, because at the end of the season, right?
Yep. Yep. And head coaches can only be graded upon the results that are on the field, not the expectation, right?
Correct. Yep.
So when you don't perform, you lose your job. So I guess that's how it goes. We've talked about this guy before, Arch Manning. He's the fourth coming of the Manning family. Got his first playing time of his collegiate career this week, Jeff, and already in the NCAA record books as the best Manning. He's the best Manning.
He came in. It was a close game. He came in to close out the close game. It was a very close game. So for Texas, and he came in.
I see this here. He now has more yards per completion than both of his uncles and his grandfather. Yep. So I think that makes him the best Manning in college football.
I would think.
I mean, it was just like half a quarter, but that doesn't matter, does it?
Not really. Not at all. I don't think that might be all he ever. That may be all he ever sees.
It could.
Who knows what's going to happen when.
Well, we'll see.
Who knows what's going to happen next year?
He wanted to stay there, so must have a plan. Jeff, some scary news this past week up in the Niagara Falls area. It's actually not really Niagara Falls area. It's more the border there at Buffalo, right?
No, that's Niagara Falls.
Oh, was that Niagara Falls?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was at the bridge.
It was.
There was some suspected terrorism of a car that kind of flew into the gated area there. There wasn't a lot of news that was coming out. Things had been shut down. The ferries had been shut down. Businesses were told to isolate. It was kind of a scary scene. I haven't seen a whole lot come out about this other than the fact that the car in question was being driven by two American adults in their 50s. And I can't see anything where any foul play is being stated at this point. Have you guys heard anything different on your side of the bridge?
Well, I heard they were 56, but 53, 56, whatever. I didn't care. I also heard that it was a $300,000 Bentley.
That's ridiculous.
And there was a medical emergency, which is what caused the accident. Some people will say, "Oh, cars just don't fly off in the fly off in the air and stuff." And I know there's people floating conspiracy theories around, but yeah, if you hit a curb or you hit something, depending on what you hit, yeah, you could get launched in the air, and it's not going to be any conspiracy with a $300,000 Bentley loaded with. Who's going to do that? And I heard the other thing I heard is that they were trying to get to Toronto for the Kiss concert that ultimately got canceled because Paul Stanley got sick with the flu. So those are the things I heard, and at that point I stopped caring because I went, "Oh, that's unfortunate." An older couple, well, not older, my age, couple my age were heading to Toronto, had some sort of medical issue, caused the cars got lots of gasoline. If it hits a building, it's going to explode. So yeah, there was lots of. I know Fox News, even after it was all debunked, that said, it was what they were still saying. Well, it could have been terrorists, could be that car could have been filled with explosives. No, the car could not have been filled with explosives. Car does have gasoline. Cars do explode. Yes, that shit does happen. Sure.
Well, I'm glad it didn't wind up to be anything crazy, because it would be quite awful if there was some sort of intent to mess up such an awesome landmark. I went to Niagara Falls back in 2016, went over to the Canadian side, and going down on the boat and kind of like going up into the falls area where you get all the mist, and just to feel that power, like you can feel it in like your bones. It's so impressive. It's really, really cool. So glad it wasn't anything more than what it was, and hopefully those people are okay. I don't think I've heard anybody ask that.
I'm missing a few comments here. What? Wouldn't half a quarter be 2/8? Probably. I saw they were 53. All right. I thought I saw 56. Whatever. We're nickel-diming over some years. Okay, whatever. If there's one thing we've all learned, Fox News is not really news. Sure.
Entertainment. You know what else is entertaining, Jeff? 5 guesses.
Oh.
5 guesses is entertaining. So how about we get into it?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't even check to make sure that it was right, but all right. Jeff, it's now time for 5 guesses. But we're doing another game over edition. Okay? So, Mr. Janak, here's what I have for you tonight. You're a football fan.
True.
You watched all 3 games on Thursday night. So
okay.
I have
also streams.
Thanksgiving Day football trivia for you, Jeff. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. The first ever Thanksgiving football game occurred between Princeton and Yale in what year? Was it 1876? Was it 1908? Was it 1927? Or was it 1945?
$1908. Final answer. B.
All right, Jeff. Correct answer is 1876.
Almost said that.
All right. Hear me out on this, okay? So those were two colleges that got together on Thanksgiving to play a modified version of rugby, but they are calling it the first ever Thanksgiving football game. NFL was created in 1920, Jeff. The first NFL Thanksgiving game was held in 1920 between the Akron Pros and the Canton Bulldogs. The Pros won 7-0. The first official NFL Thanksgiving game was played in 1934 between the world champion Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions at the University of Detroit Stadium in front of 26,000 fans. I feel like that's a really impressive number. The Bears won that game 19-16. So there you go, Jeff. Little trivia there for you. I
didn't know you had Thanksgiving in 1876. I don't really know when your first Thanksgiving was invented. I don't even remember.
Wasn't our Thanksgiving invented when the Mayflower came over with the Pilgrims and they sat down and broke bread with the natives?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know either. You got me.
Okay.
I'm terrible at history. All right, Jeff, question number 2. What team has the most Thanksgiving games, or has won the most Thanksgiving games? I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? Let me start that over, Jeff. Question 2, Jeff. What team has won the most Thanksgiving games with 37? Is it A, the Dallas Cowboys? Is it B, the Detroit Lions? Is it C, the Green Bay Packers? Or is it D, the Washington Redskins?
C, Green Bay Packers.
Final answer?
Final answer.
The correct answer is B, the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to have to fact check you on that one.
Jeff, the Detroit Lions have played in 84 Thanksgiving games. They have 37 wins. The second most wins belong to your beloved Cowboys with 33. There you go.
Okay. There you go.
All right. Question number 3. Since 1966, the Dallas Cowboys have missed hosting how many Thanksgiving games, Jeff?
2.
1, 2, 6, or 12?
B, 2.
B, 2 is your answer, and you are correct. The only games missed. Do you know the years?
Do I get part marks for saying the answer before the before your answers came up?
You were difficult there. Do you know what years the games were missed?
Oh, I do. They were back in the 60s. I can't remember.
1975 and 1977.
Oh, there you go.
There
was in the 60s. I was in the
yeah, the other 60s.
I was in the 60s.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you what I researched. There you go.
All right.
Question number 4. What is the only NFL team that has not played a Thanksgiving game? A, the Arizona Cardinals. B, the Atlanta Falcons. C, the Carolina Panthers. Or D, the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think it's the Jaguars, D.
D is your final answer?
I think so.
You are correct, Jeff. Well done. Jaguars have yet to play in the tradition game simply because they appear in fewer primetime games than any other team in the NFL. They average 1.5 primetime games per season, 3.5 less than the NFL's yearly cap for a team. So
two of the main NFL teams that host them are NFC teams. So they only play them once every 4 years. So so now they've added in a third game. So they could and they're doing better, and so they'll probably end up being in more primetime games. So I thought
that was a interesting one.
Yeah, but I can see why they weren't them.
Yeah. Crow fact checked us. November of 1621 was the first Thanksgiving.
Well, who knew? Besides Crow.
Knew? Look at that. All right, Jeff, last question. Question 5. Who holds the record for the most passing yards in Thanksgiving games? Is it A, Matthew Stafford? Is it B, Troy Aikman? Is it C, Brett Favre? Or is it D, Tony Romo?
I think it's Brett Favre.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. A, Matthew Stafford is the correct answer. He has 3,000 passing yards exactly. Tony Romo is in second with 2,338. Troy Aikman's right behind him with 2,174. But Stafford and Romo are both tied with the most passing touchdowns on Thanksgiving at 18 apiece.
Well, Hayes knew that answer.
There she goes.
There you go.
She's a smart one.
And
go. That's it, Jeff. That is it.
You,
sir, just completed Thanksgiving NFL version of Game Over.
I failed again.
I wouldn't call it a failure. You did pretty good. Those are some tough questions, man. Especially when you start talking about a whole century before you're alive. You know. So.
Well, again, you throw in these American questions that I have no idea how to answer about, Yale and Princeton and barely even heard of them.
I mean, I just, I try to be difficult, Jeff. That's what I do. You've played this game show more than anyone else. Have I ever made it easy?
Just wait till we bring Game Over back.
That's right. That Megatron Stafford connection. Always eating turkey legs on Thanksgiving. Your boys were eating Thanksgiving turkey legs. You had Brock Purdy and all of them eating turkey legs. Hey, did you see Christian McCaffrey's fiance post that video of him after he got home?
No.
Oh my God. He really looked like he went through a meat grinder. I mean, there's like skin missing off.
Oh, they showed that. Oh yeah, they showed that on the game, and
he's got that giant bruise like going down his tricep. Guy looks like he's not walking well. It was a tough video to watch.
On the broadcast. Christian's mother had texted the sideline reporter to tell her to take care of her son. So his mother wasn't happy. He was texting the sideline reporter. He was during the game,
getting pounded on. So,
did you see? Did you see what happened during our game? Turkey legs.
Did I see what happened during your game with 3 turkey legs?
Regarding the turkey legs.
Oh, regarding the turkey legs.
Yes. So in the fourth quarter, they put a bag in the kettle.
In the kettle, okay.
In the kettle, they put a bag with wrapped turkey legs, and Dak knew they were there, and they were waiting to a point when the game was kind of out of hand, which it was after Turbin's touchdown.
Yes.
And so they went to and dug out the turkey legs and were eating the turkey legs out of the
during the game while there's still time on the clock.
Yeah. And
you guys love that Salvation Army kettle, man. I tell you what.
Well, they do a lot with the Cowboys do a lot with the Salvation. Cowboys do a lot with the Salvation Army.
I know. Just that kettle always seems to come into play in the games.
Gee, I wonder why. And then Jane is a Cowboy reporter for NFL Network. She went live, or she did a video, and she was at the kettle, and she pulled the bag out, and there were still some chicken legs in there. There were still some in there. And
are you sure she didn't make up that report? Because I heard something
true.
that all female
she had video evidence.
Stories when the coach doesn't want to talk to them.
It's only a couple of them.
That was a horrible take. That is not what was said. It was meant to be a joke. But there were a lot of
just like Valkyrie and her cookies.
A lot of colleagues in that area of expertise that were not happy with those comments. And if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a former sideline reporter for Fox Sports that was on Barstool, right? She was on Barstool, one of the podcasts, and basically said that whenever the coach wouldn't talk to her at halftime, she would just make up the sideline reports and just say things like, they weren't getting up and down the field fast enough, or things that would have been okay for her to say. The coach,
we're not wrong. Approved. Oh, we got to cut down on the penalties.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. We gotta stop the run if they gave up big play. Just generic enough that it sounded legit.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She was also in somebody's book. I think she did a book, or somebody else talked about it too. And she said it on other podcasts as well. So it's not the first time it's been talked about, but it's just, because it was on Barstool, it rears up. So
always on Barstool.
Yeah. Shout out to Michigan. Speaking of Barstool and our Portnoy, shout out to Michigan for winning yesterday.
Beating Ohio State.
The
number 3, number 2.
The Ohio State. The Ohio State.
We were talking a little bit before the show. I think you and I both think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be that number 1 pick to the Bears if the Bears continue to hold on to that spot. That ridiculous. What looks like a ridiculous trade now with the Panthers last year.
Well, if the Panthers win another one and the Patriots don't win another one, I guess they could. The Bears, because it's the Panthers pick. So right now, it doesn't look like the Patriots are going to win another game.
No, and there's rumors that Belichick is done after this season, and he might go take over the Commanders' job when they let go of Rivera, and all this coaching carousel stuff going on while these guys are still on teams. Man, come on.
I could see him
tampering somewhere in there.
I could see him taking a year off. I think that's just coming. I think that's just
like 72.
Yeah, but what's his name on Seattle hasn't retired, and he's like 150. So
he probably needs to.
Did you see him the Seattle game? Did you see
for head coaches?
Oh man, did you see him in the Seattle game? He was chewing. He was throwing his gum at people. He had
like a big old boil on his lip. He looked like he was sick.
Yeah, but he was also chewing the gun. He was whipping it into the stands or doing something like he was, and he's in a whole world of hurt coming up on Thursday night.
He's getting to be a little extra.
Pretty
soon he'll be falling down plane stairs and slurring his speech, and nobody will bat an eye.
Yeah. Coming up, there's going to be some interesting show developments a couple of weeks from now. The Cowboys are playing a big game Sunday night. I may not be here, and so you may have a guest host. The following week, if I can get my passport stuff sorted out, I'll be in Buffalo, and then I'll be racing back. I don't know if I'll make it back for the show or not. Because the game ends. If the game ends, I don't leave Buffalo till like 9. I may not, or 8. Time I get out of Dodge, I might not make it back in time. So.
When you go down to Buffalo, do you stop at the duty free, or is that just not even that cool to you?
I won't have been gone long enough. Okay. So there are rules. You have to be gone at least 24 hours, and I won't. So if I had gone down, if I go over the border Saturday, then yes, I could stop at duty free and get something, if I wanted to. But I won't be. I'll be going down in the morning and coming back, so I won't be there long enough in order to. You got to, and then you got to be there. If you're there over 24 hours, you can do something. Or maybe that's changed now. I don't know. I don't care.
We stopped there because we went through that Buffalo gate when we went up to Niagara, and we stopped at that duty free there, and it's nice in there. Yeah. It's kind of fancy.
Yeah. I haven't been there. When was the last time? I guess the last time technically I went across was 8 years ago. Believe it or not, I think that's
my crow there, Jeff. You might want to take that advice.
What's he say here? Just be careful. Racing back from Buffalo, we did another border incident with the car. That is a good point, Crow. That is. I'm
sure you'll be live streaming it the whole time, though.
That is a good point. You should watch the game because you'll probably see me because I'll be there waving. When I went 8 years ago, we obviously taped the game. And then when they did the wide shots, because when they do the camera does wide shots over the visitor's bench, and that's where I'm sitting behind. So I actually could pause it and I could actually circle where I was. You could actually see me because I know when they're coming out of breaks, and so I would stand up and wave and do different things. So
no, I can see it now. The announcer sitting there, he's like, Prescott drops back to pass. Oh my God, there's a fan running onto the field in Cowboys pajamas, and he's got Dallas Cowboys slippers. He slips a tackle at the 20, tackles Dak, and he's snoodling with him.
Well, I got
you just see Jeff.
I do have my Dallas Cowboy snuggie. I got my Dallas. See, I got the arms. See, I got my Dallas Cowboy snuggie, And
what's the temperature going to be in Buffalo for the game?
You are correct. There's my Dallas Cowboy jammies. You are correct. I do have those. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I don't have is Dallas Cowboy underwear because it's a pandemic. Who wears underwear? I'm just saying. What is the temperature going to be? Great question. I think when I went 8 years ago, roughly the same time, it was above 0. But I went the following week with my son and nephew to the Jets game, and it was below 0.
Do you plan on tailgating, or do you guys just go to the game?
Well, it's an afternoon game. It's a 4:25 start.
Mm-hmm. So parking lot probably opens at what?
So
10, 12,
10, 9, 10? Buffalo. So I'll be there.
Nice.
I will be there.
Hopefully you'll see some craziness with the tables, and you can snap a few pictures for us.
That would be awesome. Well, I'll do some videos. Yeah, I'm gonna encourage people to jump off the tables. Let's go, Bills fans. Let's go.
We went to take my son to his hockey thing this morning, and there was a bald eagle that flew right in front of us.
Nice.
And, next thing you knew, it was like chasing 2 hawks in the air, and I was sitting there videotaping, I'd never seen this before, which I probably hadn't. And then I got real close to it and got a close-up picture when it was in the tree. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful bird. I'm not trying to get into bird talk here or anything, but it's our symbol of freedom, America, the bald eagle. It's massive beast of a bird, and I was probably 50 feet away from it. It was pretty cool. So
he was looking at you going, breakfast.
I know, right?
Lunch, dinner. Hey, maybe Crow can step in and fill in on the 17th if I'm late.
I would love for Crow to join.
Coming back.
Coming back
from coming. Oh, that's another topic we didn't talk about, was the whole Dream controversy. But you didn't have enough room on your little clipboard, so there's
I could have made the font smaller. We could have gotten that in there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's more things we're not good. We have more things to not talk about. So
I will say though, I do want to know who told you that RoboCop Rogue City was not a good game, because I would like to unfriend them, because I love that game. It's great.
Who told me? Crow, who told us it didn't?
It's so nostalgic, man. Like it's got such great lines from the movie.
Who told us? Somebody told us. Or was it? Did it get a bad rating? Was it maybe it just got a bad rating?
I thought it was all positive so far. I mean, it was like the best launch.
Was it Charlie? Maybe it was Charlie. Maybe it was Charlie. What if it was Charlie? Would you unfriend Charlie if it was Charlie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do really like it though. I would like to play it a bit more. I've had to take the settings down on my computer to get it to run smooth though, because my computer's not that great.
We will be talking about that, because coming up sometime in December is going to be the GTA 6 video. So we will be talking about that. And I think the rumor has it 2% of people have Steam accounts can run it. They'll have the hardware to run it.
Nice. Nice.
Oh yeah, Crow can't remember.
I'm hoping my son will hurry up and go to college, and then I can take his computer.
No, there you go. Well, will he need that in college?
I'm not going to let him take that to college.
Oh, okay.
You got to go to college to learn, Jeff.
Oh, is that what you do?
I was trying to hold it in.
a buddy of mine, his son goes to college here in Hamilton. And last Christmas, there was a big snowstorm because his dad was supposed to drive out one day to pick him up and was going to. And I said, "Can you take the GO train home?" And no, because the dad, they wanted to bring his computer home because he just lived in a house with a bunch of dudes. And
they just all land up together.
they had a party and his wallet got stolen. So they figure if he goes away for a week or two for Christmas break, that computer will be gone. So yeah, his dad was going to pick him up to bring the computer home just so it didn't get stolen. Because they were in a house with a bunch of dudes, and a bunch of dudes have parties, and there's just all randos, and he had his wallet stolen out of his room. So
chicks have parties too,
Oh, whatever. Anyways, they had not in Hamilton. It's only the dudes. because the girls don't have parties. They're there to learn, and they sit there and they learn. You have a daughter, right? Going away to school. So they will. She will not be partying. She will be in her room, door locked, just studying. Unlocked, go to class, come home, lock the door again.
I told you we worked the concessions at that NC State UNC football game last night, and
did Duke win?
Kids are hilarious. NC State won.
Yeah,
NC State won. It was cool. It was cool atmosphere. I'd never been to their stadium before, but with them being the Wolf Pack, they get half the stadium to yell Wolf, and then the other half to yell Pack, and they just keep going back and forth. It's cool. It was a cool atmosphere, but seeing some of the kids, drunk, knowing that they had probably slipped some drinks in the parking lot or whatever on the way in, and we were leaving. We actually got to leave a little bit early because we crushed. I told you, I think I made over 400 boxes of popcorn by myself, and so they let us go a little bit early, like almost into the third quarter. And as we were walking out, there were like 6 kids lined up at trash cans, just puking with people rubbing their backs. I'm walking with my son, and I was like, college. That's all you need to know, dude. You'll learn a lot.
That'll be him in a couple. That'll be Riley in 8 months. That'll be Riley in 8 months, and
I don't know. That girl's so small, man. I don't think she can. I don't think she'll hold liquor.
Have a half a drink, and then that's it.
Yeah. She's gonna be a cheap date, which isn't a bad thing, I guess.
I guess not, considering her boyfriend kept most of the tip money. So that's a story for another day.
Give me a break.
Okay, I am. No John Oliver tonight, so I guess I'm just gonna go watch YouTube and go to bed.
Wow.
Back to work. It's only been 2 days for me. It's not like you guys who had 4 days off who have to crawl into the offices tomorrow.
I had people emailing me today asking me work questions. Like, man, this is the last day of freedom. I'll answer you tomorrow. Don't email me on a Sunday morning. Come on, what's wrong with you?
Crow messaged me at one point on Friday. He goes, I'm off. I can chat. I can do stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got to work. Sorry, buddy.
I love it. I bought another game on Steam. I haven't tried it yet. It's another.
Crow's still waiting for you to get back and play that other game.
Sunken Land.
Yeah, he's waiting for. He's still
Sunken
waiting.
Land?
He's sitting there. He's waiting for you to get back to that game.
All right. We'll have to do that. How'd your Sons of the Forest go the other night?
Dude got tied up at work and couldn't join us, but Crow and I had a good time rebuilding a new. Did
you enjoy the latest update? Does it feel different at all?
We didn't get around to experience any of the new stuff yet.
Okay.
So we were kind of waiting to see if Dude showed up, and he didn't. We just built a new house and did some stuff and had some good times.
Well, if we're going to,
are you playing Wednesday?
Yes, I'll be playing with you Wednesday. We can go back to From Space or whatever. Oh, you bought Raft? I looked at that one too. The one that I bought was called. Oh man, what was it called? It was right there on the main page. Let me look it up real quick because it's another one of those games like Sons of the Forest where you've got to it's survival and you've got to gather material and build, but you eventually build up and there's like weapons and there's like dinosaurs that you can outfit with weapons.
Sounds like Ark. Sounds like Ark survival.
It wasn't Ark. Man, how the hell do I look at this?
I don't know.
My phone. My store. I hate Steam. Steam's UI is the worst. It is the absolute worst. All right. What is this thing called? It is called The Front, Crow. It was on the main page. It's called The Front.
Oh, that other game that you told us about. Crow bought it. We tried to play it together, but we couldn't because I only have it on Game Pass, and he bought it on PC. Yeah, that one.
Deep Rock Galactic. Yeah. Deep Rock Galactic. So you didn't get to play it together?
We didn't. No.
Okay.
And I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get a controller to work for whatever stupid reason. I don't know why.
Really?
Did it need it? How did I? Was it Epic? No.
It was game.
It was game. Oh, it's game. I installed it. I installed the PC version from Game Pass, and I played it. I tried to play it in the cloud on Game Pass, and I just couldn't get my stupid controller to work. And then, Crow played it for a while. So,
well, bummer, man. Yeah. I think that one would be really cool to try together. I don't know if you got to play it.
Unfortunately, we can't play together. Crow played it for a while solo. I think his son helped him out with a couple of things. You and I could play it, but because we're both played on Game Pass, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Raft tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm playing tomorrow night. We've got to figure that out. If we're going to go back to and finish off some, I think I'm going to go back and we're going to finish off the story of what's his name, Batman.
Okay. Well, let me know. Let me know what you want to do for Wednesday. We'll jump in. We'll play a little. As soon as I get past this next weekend, things are going to open up a little bit more for me. So
I forget what Crow said. Crow bought a DLC. Crow got a DLC for like $1 or something, I think, or he paid something.
There's a lot of stuff with that fall sale. I'm waiting to see if they're going to do anything for the lead up to Christmas. They usually do the fall, and then they do like the Christmas one. So
yeah, he bought a couple of DLCs, which I don't know if we tested if we could play them or not. Or if we can play them, if he owns them and he starts the mission and we can play them. I can't remember, but
I got you.
I can't remember what he told me.
Well, we'll do it on Wednesday. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good. I'll put front face on Wednesday. Batman.
Appreciate everybody stopping in. We had
he bought all the DLCs for. That's right. He bought all the front space DLCs.
Showed up today. We had Rouster and Willie Lowe,
the two Williams. Ray at the very beginning, but Ray was busy with the wife.
Although it's football
season, must have a talk with Nicole.
Crow.
So, yeah, good
times. I know I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Who else was in
Holtz? Did you say Holtz?
Holtz, yeah. Willie Lowe, Rouster.
Yeah, Purple Haze.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob came by and said hi.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob came by.
Like there's somebody else I'm missing.
Wonder who that was. I'll have to block it.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
Campbell came in and said hi.
Can't forget about Bruce Campbell.
Can't. And Purple Haze. I think I said her already, but if I didn't,
I said her too.
Haze.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, thanks for this one. Back to work tomorrow, man. Back to work tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff. Toodles.
Purple says great stream, as always.
Because Purple's awesome.
She is. We'll see her in a couple weeks, maybe. Who knows? Never know. Who knows?